Welcome to the Fraser Coast of Queensland with a population of over 50,000 people and located about 3.5 hours from the capital Brisbane. But is Hervey Bay worth visiting, and what are the best things to do there? The answer to this question lies in the type of holiday you're looking for. While it attracts a lot of the older generation and families, there is plenty of excitement and adventure to attract couples like Matt and I, and groups of friends too. It's known for its laid-back atmosphere. Even better that it attracts plenty of caravanners. So what are the best things to do in Hervey Bay? Well, stay tuned for my list here. Did you know that Hervey Bay was declared the first whale heritage site in the world in 2019? Also, the phenomenon known as mugging, where males approach boats for a close lookup, occurs more frequently in Hervey Bay than in many other locations. The humpback whales will migrate from Antarctica around July to October each year, but I think the best time is around August and September. It's one of the most popular activities in Hervey Bay and helps draw over 600,000 tourists each year. These gentle giants will meander through the waters between the bay and Fraser Island and often put on quite a show for the tourists. This includes breaching the surface, fin slaps, and spy hopping, which is poking their nose out of the water. Fraser Island, or Gari, which means paradise in the Indigenous language, is definitely worth adding to your list, and Hervey Bay is one of your best gateways to get there. It's known as the largest sand island in the world, listed in 1992 as the UNESCO World Heritage Listed Site, and part of the Great Sandy National Park, which encompasses Rainbow Beach. It takes about 30 minutes to catch a barge from Riverheads to get to Gari, with 300,000 locals and tourists visiting each year. You can take your own four-wheel drive over or hire one, but there are also one-day and overnight Fraser Island tours. This is what Matt and I have done several times for a short visit, but we intend on taking our four-wheel drive over for a week-long stay eventually. You get the opportunity to see a purebred dingo, swim in the magnificent waters of Lake Mackenzie, or marvel at the SS Mahino shipwreck on the beach. Back on the mainland, I'm not generally one for marine centres, but Reef World was a surprise and I did enjoy visiting. Unfortunately, my last visit to Hervey Bay was met with some rain. Therefore, the Reef World Aquarium is brilliant to visit in any weather. Surprisingly, it's one of the smallest aquariums I've been to, especially when comparing it to places like Sydney, Melbourne, Sunshine Coast or Perth. But what makes it unique is it's one of the very few all-natural aquariums in the world, utilising only sand-filtered seawater and natural sunlight for its exhibits. It's definitely fun for the whole family and will require a small entry fee, but you can see the cool creatures like stingrays, Port Jackson sharks, turtles, and lots of other smaller fish. Where are all my action adventure junkies? Well, I have a fun activity for you in the jet ski tours. These leave from the marina around 9 a.m. and get back just after lunch. And you'll spend a couple of hours zipping across the waters to Fraser Island and then trying to find some wildlife like stingrays or dugongs in the mangroves. You can even slip in a few donuts or wave jumps in if you dare. The best news is you don't need a jet ski license. Plus, the price is per ski, which holds 1 or 2 people. Honestly, I found it more comfortable letting Matt drive while I used the GoPro to film, but the highlights for us were visiting Pelican Banks and seeing the stingrays dart off near Little Woody Island. Wherever you're staying, you're sure to find some amazing beaches to hang out that's close by. As Fraser Island's located just off the coast, it protects the area from high surf activities and keeps the water calm. This means it's great for small children wading in the waters, fishing, paddleboarding, or walking the shores for that sunset stroll. We even spotted some people training in their large canoes. You have choices between Torquay Beach, Hyalba Beachfront, Scarness, and Urangan Beach with a short and longer pier. Our accommodation was straight across the road from Urangan Beach, so we spent an hour each evening watching the stunning sunset skies light up. The Esplanade runs from Point Vernon to the Urangan Harbour. This means you have a cemented pathway of about 17 kilometres long to help you explore the Queensland coastline. Gaze at the sunrise or sunsets, stop at the beaches for a dip, get your exercise in for the day, look out for wildlife, and explore the rock walls in the water. Obviously, if you're walking, you're probably not going to explore the entire coastline, but I see plenty of people bringing a bike along, and it's easy enough to fit in just a small portion during your stay. We were a big fan of Enzo's on the beach, but you can stop at any of the nice cafes or restaurants along the water's edge. Did you know the Great Barrier Reef lies over 2,000 kilometres off the coast of Queensland, but doesn't officially start until you get to Bundaberg? And Hervey Bay is lucky to be a gateway here too. Lady Elliot Island is superb for snorkelling, and it's worth checking out on a short flight from the local airport. Like us, most people will visit on a day trip, but there are options to stay in a variety of rooms at the eco-friendly resort. Snorkelling will be your main activity on the cards, with manta rays, turtles, reef sharks, and thousands of smaller fish. While it can be a pretty pricey day trip tour, it includes snorkelling gear, glass bottom boat tours and lunch, as well as all the facilities in the resort. The Botanic Gardens covers a 26-hectare area and was established in 1974. They boast a mixture of natural bushland, rainforests, a Chinese garden, and we love seeing all the different colours in the orchid house. There are so many different displays with local wildlife like goannas, bats, possums, and a pond full of turtles that look like they wanted to be fed, and over 70 species of birds. Conveniently, it's open every day and the gardens are free to enter. You have seasonal displays in the orchid house, so be sure to find and learn something new on each visit. As an added bonus, you could take a picnic lunch and settle down on a rug in the serene surroundings for a break. One of the historical landmarks in the region is the Urangan Pier, and it was built between 1913 and 1917. It's 868 metres long, and you can often get whale sightings in the distance, stingrays or pods of dolphin from the end. Alternatively, it's great for fishing and even a base for a local fishing competition each year. Take up the stunning views around the bay, catch a sunrise or sunset, get some exercise in, or capture some awesome photos. Additionally, if you're around for the local community markets, you can pick up a souvenir, local arts and crafts, or freshly caught fish. About 1.5 hours away, you have Rainbow Beach, which has plenty of activities for a short day trip to explore more of the Great Sandy National Park. While it shares some aspects with Fraser Island, it's a cheaper way to see its highlights on the mainland by visiting the Carlo Sandblow and walking the massive 15-hectare dunes over the cliff of pristine waters. While it's smaller in population compared to Hervey Bay, you have other amazing sights like seeing the coloured sands, swimming at Ceres Creek, hiking to Poona Lake, or four-wheel driving to Double Island Point. Time to get back into nature and explore the wetlands, which is surprising when you're so close to town. The Akara Lagoon, which was named by an Aboriginal elder, consists both of naturally occurring lagoon as well as a man-made one. Walking along the wooden boardwalk, you'll likely find plenty of birds sunning themselves, plus turtles, ducks and fish. But I would recommend taking some insect repellent for the mozzies if you're prone to getting bitten, although I'm sure this is probably seasonal. If you visit for breakfast or lunch at the tea garden, they have some tables set up with a Balinese-style hut for a delicious meal. This includes burgers, pizzas, salads, or chilling for morning tea with coffee and cake. Keep the kids entertained at the Wetside Water Park located on Pyalba's foreshore, between Main Street and the Esplanade. They have water slides, a play area, board rider, and even light shows on a Saturday night. However, depending on the activities you're after, there might be a small charge for the larger slides. Although, if you're just sitting on the sidelines and watching the kids, then enjoy the nearby coffee shop for snacks, drinks, or fish and chips. Close to 1.5 hours north, you have the city of Bundaberg with 93,000 people. While it's another destination in its own, there are many highlights worth seeing on a day trip from Hervey Bay. You might already know about the famous Bundaberg rum and the brewed drinks factory with their ginger beer range. But there's also the seasonal loggerhead turtles experience. I grew up in Bundaberg and I still go back there to visit a few times a year. I just love the variety of amazing beaches like Nelson's and Kelly's Beach. But you can also go to the Hummock Lookout for views, see the prehistoric mystery craters, or learn the history of the local aviator Bert Hinkler. Next, we have a waterfall swimming opportunity for you. The Mount Walsh National Park is located about 1.5 hours inland from town and a great day trip if you're into hiking or waterfalls. The two different entrances into the park can get you to the adrenaline-pumping summit climb or the side entrance to the actual Utopia rock pools. The falls are much nicer to visit after some rain or in the summer season from December to March. Surprisingly, it's only a 30-minute walk to get to the cascading pools and a lovely, refreshing dip in the Queensland heat. Nala is the 22-tonne pride of Hervey Bay and is located on the corner of Main Street and Old Marlborough Road next to the Art Gallery. It was introduced to the community in 2012 and tributed to her namesake, who has been visiting the region since 1992. It was built by Ross Bradbury. It's 11.5 metres long and 8.3 metres wide and took 3 cranes to put it in place. It's made of ironbark timber, stainless steel, and took over 250 hours to make. Alternatively, there's another whale sculpture outside the Urangan Boat Harbour or Marina. While you're visiting Nala, the Hervey Bay Regional Gallery offers a cultural experience. It's easy to access on one floor and welcomes art enthusiasts every day except Monday and some public holidays. A notable aspect of the gallery is its free entry, but for those interested in art-related shopping, the gallery shop offers a curated section of art and design products. There is an impressive array of displays, celebrating both local artistic talent and captivating touring exhibitions from state and national galleries. Visitors can see diverse art forms, from contemporary pieces to traditional crafts. Matthew Flinder's Lookout is situated in Damon Park in Urangan. While the lookout side of things were a little bit restricted for me, there are a couple of sculptures you can read up on. This marks the historical significance and commemorating the achievements of Matthew Flinders, who mapped the coastal areas during his 1799 voyage. Apart from that, there were stairs to get down to the beach, which joins up to the coastal esplanade pathway mentioned before. Woodgate would have to be one of Queensland's best beaches, and it only takes 1 hour to get there from Hervey Bay. It's a quiet, sleepy town with a population of 1,000 people, and the beach itself is calm, namely being protected by Fraser Island. So we've often visited for swimming and hanging out on the beach. While it's not overextended on facilities and restaurants, you can pick up a quick snack from the bakery or local food works. If you're looking for something more substantial, you can always try the local bowls club or the beach hotel. The white sandy shores stretch for miles and it's really great for those sunset strolls. We've done a bit of four-wheel driving here and also beach camped nearby at Kincoona. Now, after all of that, if you're planning to extend your road trip, please click here on the video for my favourite stops between Brisbane and Cairns and help you plan the ultimate Queensland road trip journey. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you for the next one.